Hey friends, how's it going? It's Erin with What a Witch Knows. So I have no idea why I'm here today, to be perfectly honest with you. The fucking tower came out. Okay. And the magician on the other side of the split. There's some message that wants to come through. I don't know. Spirit just told me like sit, you know. I was like, okay, what are we talking about? They were like, I don't know. Guess we're just gonna have to find out. Also, there's just some very, very strange, like Wizard of Oz like energy in the air today. Almost like a different realm, different sphere. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like, you can probably tell from the lighting, it's like really like rainy and sort of overcast outside today. And the birds, for some reason, have just been like flipping the fuck out, like screaming at each other. Like there's some kind of like Real Housewives drama. They're building a nest and they're like freaking the fuck out. That's interesting. So the magician came back out in the split, and Six of Swords, again, came out in the reverse, but yeah, I'm still not really feeling reading reversals. Let's keep shuffling and see what comes out. Yeah, it just feels like there's like a message that wants to come through from almost like our future selves, like the selves that can see through the clouds. Like the image I got this morning when I was channeling was like a ray of sunlight coming through the clouds, and it just feels very much like there's some sort of we want to say like overcast or bubble around what we're able to see, like some kind of veil over what we're able to see. But the truth is like outside of that veil, and we have to find some way to shine like the way the sun shines, using our inner light in order to see past that veil of illusion, if that makes sense. I've really been struggling with that, just to be perfectly honest with you guys. Like the past few days, like the world, of course, this has been coming out non-stop. Like pre-shuffle just now, I must have seen this like 10 times. So the world is ending of huge chapters. It's the very last card in the major arcana of the tarot deck. But what's interesting about the world is that she's also carrying the same sort of scepter in her hands that the magician carries, which is how he takes the energy from the ethers, from the spiritual plane, and grounds it into the material world, and that's how he manifests. So obviously that's like what we're all trying to do, right? But it just feels like there's these weird blocks, and like if I'm honest, it feels like there's some like dark shit going on. Like it feels like there's a lot of people that are tapping into their own inner power and inner authority. And I think because of that, I think the shadow, and maybe that's just our own shadow, like our subconscious, like the things that we've suppressed, or maybe it's just the shadow that's part of the collective unconscious. It feels like that's getting very loud, like very like almost like trying to put us through a test, or trying to hold us back even more, because they know Six of Swords came out earlier. They know that we're ending this chapter. They know that we're moving on. They know that we're getting close to, sort of breaking free from this illusion that we've been living under, the world again. Major cycles ending. And it's like we're sort of learning to not trust like the shit in our head, right? The shit in our head that tells you that you're not enough. The shit in your head that tells you you're not worthy. Like the shit in your head that tells you you'll never get the thing done or achieve the goal, right? Like, you know, we've for so long, we've like lived by those illusions, and we've let those illusions hold us back. And now I think we're really starting to like make a crack, like make a dent in those like limiting beliefs. And I think there's honestly forces on this planet and forces off this planet that are starting to catch on that we're winning, and they're like, wait a minute, like that's not good for fear, that's not good for control, like, you know, we've got to try to grab them by the ankles and pull them back under. I don't know why I'm just like still shuffling. Maybe it's just Spirit possibly wants me to just talk and not pull cards. Let's pull a card and just see what happens here. Yeah. Ace of Wands is the card that came out. The Ace of Wands came out yesterday, or maybe it was the day before when I did my last tarot reading. And it's all about our personal passion and our personal integrity. And it's sort of like the motor for where we're going in this new chapter that we're moving into, because we're moving into an era where we build based on what's truly aligned for us. We don't build our lives based on what other people want from us or based on other people's expectations. And it's really powerful. You know, our passion is like incredibly powerful. It's interesting. I know I said that I like wasn't compelled to read reversals, but these two actually did come out in the reverse, and maybe I'll read them that way. So the Five of Cups, yeah, interesting. The Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, both in reverse. And, you know, in the upright, they're both kind of like not great cards. Like this is about sadness and regret. And the Five of Pentacles is about being left out in the cold. But in the reverse, you know, he's got these two cups behind him that are upright. And I know a reader who talks about this card in the sense of like, well, if he would just turn around, he would notice that there's two cups behind him, and two cups represents, you know, happiness and love and union, but he's not noticing it because his back is turned to it. So if in the reverse, maybe he's starting to figure out that really the only thing holding him back from love and happiness is himself and his own limiting beliefs. And he can probably say the same thing for the Five of Pentacles, you know, like, are we the ones that are leaving ourselves out in the cold? This card is about being left out in the cold, but is that just us? Are we doing that to ourselves? And can we, you know, bring ourselves back into that light of consciousness and that light of love of the divine by choosing ourselves, by allowing ourselves back into that sacred temple of divinity, by allowing Spirit into our lives? Not feeling that. Let's shuffle a little bit more. Six of Cups in the Hierophant on the split, but I'm not going to take it. Okay. You know what? Fuck the cards. Fuck the cards. I'm just like not even feeling. Wow, that's never happened before. I'm just not feeling the cards right now. It feels like it's just kind of like mucking up the energy. It feels like I'm just supposed to channel like straight up with my voice, which I don't know. It's hard to say like when I'm channeling and when I'm not channeling, honestly. It's just kind of like a lot of me feels like it's most of the time that I'm channeling. To tell you the truth. But there's certainly like moments where I'm like really in the flow, whether that's like automatic writing, like every morning I get up and I do automatic writing, and I'm really like basically in a trance and like very tapped in, and I'm like and there's things coming through me that are, I know from divine, I know from Spirit, I know they're not me. And then there's times where I'm just talking and I'm like, this is coming from somewhere else, but I'm not entirely sure where. And part of it's me and part of it's not. Certainly when I'm writing in a creative way, I know there's moments when I'm tapped into something that's not just me. You know, Elizabeth Gilbert talks about that in Big Magic. And in a way, like channeling is something that everybody is doing unconsciously all the time. It's just the sort of like levels. There's so many different like levels and layers to it, and it's about becoming conscious of it, right? Because if you're not conscious of it, then you don't really know that you're doing it. But everybody has the ability to channel. Everybody does. And people are doing it all the time. Like I say, even like when you're dancing at a show, right? Like you're seeing your favorite band live, and you know, you completely lose track of what your body's doing, and you're just like having so much fun. You're just like dancing and you don't know what the fuck's going on. But in that moment, you're actually channeling spirit through your body, through the movements. And I think once we become aware of it, we start realizing how often we're actually channeling, like how much of our lives is not just us, quote unquote, like me, the person sitting here in this chair, but how much of what we do and what we think and what we say is just part of that universal web that's connected, and divine and powerful. And like that's so powerful that we have that immediate connection to that web, and that we can source our power from that at any time. Like that's fucking amazing, right? I don't know why I'm talking about channeling. Like maybe there was a reason that I was supposed to bring this up today. Like maybe one of you guys is like, you know, wondering whether or not you're channeling. Maybe that's the message. Like, yeah, you are. Like it feels like I'm supposed to confirm that for you. Like if you think you're channeling, like you're channeling. Definitely spirit wanted me to confirm that. So, you know, there's so many different ways to do it. I would just say like, you know, I'm a writer, so automatic writing for me is a really just natural way to do it. It might not be for you, but it might be a good way for you to start. Just start writing and see what comes out. And then if you turn it into a practice, so for me, I do it every morning, or well, most mornings. I don't always do it, but I try to. One cool thing about it, at least for me, is that, you know, I won't always know where the information is coming from, but sometimes I'll like forget to ask. But then at the end of the channel, like I'll remember sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, like who are you? And like it was just hilarious because I'm a journalist and I'm like so used to like, what is the source on this? And it's so funny, like the 180 that I've done from like, let me like completely make sure that this source is like legit and knows what they're talking about, to like there's a voice in my head like telling me some shit, like let me just write it down and trust it. But that's spirituality, right? Like it's going from, you know, learning not to trust to learning to trust, like learning to trust yourself first and foremost. But anyway, you might want to just give it a whirl with the automatic writing. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but it feels like I'm supposed to say that to you. Give it a whirl with automatic writing. See how it goes for you. Try it for a week. The morning is a really good time to do it just because your head is kind of like free and clear of all of the bullshit that, you know, gets glommed on you throughout the day. So just like the second you wake up, instead of reaching for your phone, like you shouldn't be doing that anyway, but don't reach for your phone. Like the second you wake up, just sit down, grab your computer, grab a pen and paper, or, you know, the notes app on your phone, like whatever works for you. For me, I use my computer and the regular keyboard just because I'm a super fast typer. So it's very, very easy for me to just go into a trance and like type very quickly. But whatever works, honestly, whatever works for you. Okay, so now I'm feeling compelled to shuffle the cards again. This is what it is, guys. It's just like going with the flow. You're like, what's gonna happen? Like, I don't fucking know. Guess we're gonna find out. Oh, and it's the Ace of Wands again, so I guess we're done. I always say that like when I start to get like the repeat messages, like the repeat cards, they're like, we told you, like we literally just told you this, like we're done here. So again, it's just about your personal passion, your personal power. You know, where do you see yourself navigating your boat within the next year, 3 years, 5 years? Like where do you want to go? And how can you take steps towards that vision that feel good to you? It doesn't feel like, oh God, like I have to fucking like do this and this and this. When you think about it, you feel excited. You feel like, yes, I really want to go for this. Sounds amazing. It's for me. It has my name on it. Like you should feel that excitement. It should not feel like work when you're thinking about the things that you want to do and your passion should not feel like work, even though it will be work. It shouldn't feel that way. So that's probably where I'm going to leave it today. I know this is kind of like a weird one, but maybe I'll do another video on channeling pretty soon. I know I did one, like, I think it was probably like one of the very first videos that I did back when I was still like writing a little script and like all that shit. Obviously, as you can tell, I don't do that anymore. I just kind of let it flow. So I'd encourage you guys to do the same. Okay, talk to you soon, guys. Bye.